So I have been nominated by Andrea the Cumbrian Crafter to do the three interactive card challenge. This was set out by Mandy, who is crafting with Gurtys. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing this challenge. I will link crafting with Gurtys challenge video in the description box as well, so go over and check out that. But first, before I do anything, I would love to do 2 VRs for 2 amazing ladies. The first one is Aimee, who is All Things Crafty with Aimee. She's doing a giveaway just because, and what she would love is a fun fold card. So maybe this will give you a little inspiration, although these are more interactive rather than fun. She's holding this giveaway up until the 30th of April. So please go check out her channel. I will link that also. Please subscribe to her. Please be over the age of 18 before entering any competition. And yeah, have fun. So the next person I want to do a VR for is the lovely Cheryl Simone from Cheryl Simone Crafts. The owner of the most wonderfulest shop ever. She is doing a 300 subscriber giveaway. Yay, well done, Cheryl. 300. She's absolutely over the moon. I don't know if she's mentioned it, but she is doing this to say thank you to her subscribers. And she would love more, so please go over, check her out, subscribe to her, be over the age of 18 also for entering any giveaways for YouTube. And what Cheryl would like you to do is send her a 5x5 piece of your artwork. Now, when she says artwork, you just mean you have to be an artist. Anyone that does like the Woolly Stuff art journals, you know, it could be anything using, you know, paper craft or whatever medium that you love to use. She really wants something nice. She's going to make a lovely folder again, she did with her tags, and she's holding this giveaway up until the 3rd of May. So again, I will link Cheryl's channel down below as well, so please check her out. Right, so the rules for the 3 interactive card challenge is that you have to make 3 cards, says in the title. They have to be interactive, and well, I have to have at least 1 interactive element, and oh, you have to make 1 on camera. So after this is a tutorial on how to make one of the cards, and discretion. I made a little mistake, little mistake, but you know, I left it in. I was going to edit it out. I left it in because sometimes, you know, mistakes happen, and sometimes I particularly like to see how people get over their mistakes without throwing it against the wall. So yeah, it's all good in the end, and I hope that you enjoy that, so stay put for that. But first, let me show you the cards that I made. So the first one I made, this was a tutorial by Stamping with Tammy. I will leave her tutorial in the description box below, and any products that I've used that are from Stampin' Up, because I'm a UK demonstrator, I will also link as well as a shop with me link, just in case you want to make that purchase. But that's enough of that. So here is the first card that I made. It is a tag pull card, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the nuts and bolts stamps. It's one of my favourites. It's so cute. It's got these gorgeous little robots in it, and I love the sentiments. So this one says, "Greetings, kind human," and I've done coloured them in with alcohol markers, and I've used the colours to pick up the rainbows. This was a celebration paper, so that's no longer available. And then I just backed onto some hot pink. Excuse me, Theo's obsessed with the next card, so he's trying to nick it. So you just pull the tag and it flips. And then we have another robot. In there it says, I'm nuts and bolts about you. Theo, leave it alone, please. So it just pops open like so. And I just think that is so cool with these little robots. Now, There was another robot, but I've used that in another card front, so I wanted to use these other two, and I just absolutely love how they have turned out. And then the next one that Theo keeps nicking is a wheel spinner card. So here it is. I have used my Doodlebug inspired stamps. This is the Soap Honey set, and it is a wheel spinner card. Now I haven't got any special dies for this at all. The tutorial was done by a lady called Sandy Allnock. I will leave her tutorial in the description box. She is brilliant. She had hers down here, so I have moved my hole for the spinner because I just wanted to do this space theme, and I love the sentiment, love you to the moon and back. I did some ink blending, knock my card over, to try and create this sort of galaxy going on, but I didn't want to make it too dark. I wanted to keep it light and fun. So I've got a stamped image here of the Earth, and then if we spin it, we go to the Earth, we go to the moon, and then we go into the galaxy, past the planets, all the way to the sun. And it just keeps spinning, and this is what Theo absolutely loves. So it's just a brad on the inside. But yeah, that is my next interactive card. Then the one that I'm going to be doing a tutorial on is one by Wendy Cranford, which is the tutorial that I saw. I will link that in the description box. You're going to need it. And it's called a magic colour changing card. Now I have made this before. I made it for a Stampin' Up swap, made 7, and Bex from Bex Crafts really wanted me to do a tutorial on this, so this was the perfect opportunity. So here is my card. I have stamped it using the Gumball greetings, which I absolutely love. And then if we pull this tab, woo, a magic trick happens. And this gorgeous colour is revealed into this beautiful, bright and happy card. So we just do this magic colour change again. And that's one of the issues I had. I did make a little mistake. I made my slit too big. But that is all explained in the actual tutorial video and how not to make my mistakes. So they are my 3 cards that I have created, my 3 interactive cards. If you want to chat about any of them or I've missed something, please let me know and stay put for the tutorial. So I'm going to be using my Gumball Greetings, which is my Stampin' Up stamp set that I got. Absolutely love this one. And I'm actually going to be using the stamps, not the dies. And you'll see why. This is a card that Wendy Cranford has done a tutorial, so I will link that tutorial also in the description box below. And she does a printout of what you need, the measurements, etc. But you can do this again with any stamp set or anything you want, just obviously the dimensions. She's American, so they are in American. So I've cut out everything that I need and I've popped in here already, just to save a little bit of time. So this main pocket piece here, this is 3 3/4 by 10 and then scored at 5. The insert piece, which is this bit, this is 3 1/16 by 4 3/4, and then you will need a small punch or a small die to make some sort of tab. I'm actually going to be using my tiny flower punch for that, which I have done here. So you need 2 of those. Then you're going to need some track strips. These are these long ones. They are cut at 1/4 by 4 7/8. Then you'll need your 2 strips. So one will be your stopper and the other one, well, they're both stoppers really. And these measure 1/4 by 3 1/4. I will link all these in the description box as well. You will need a piece of acetate. This is acetate here. I'm not doing a magic trick. And that measures 3.5 by 4 3/4. Then you'll need a piece for your colour frame. I'm actually using this one, but I haven't cut out what I need to cut out yet because I'll show you that in a minute. So this is going to be my coloured frame, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5. Then you will need your base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, and then you score at 5.5. And then some designer paper, and this is 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. You'll also need to do for the inside if you like to mat a layer inside, but I don't have the measurements for that yet either. So once I figure it out, I will link that in the description box as well. Okay, so let's get to making that, all the measurements that I have. I really do apologise about my nasalness. It is now hay fever time. So, all fun. All fun. Right, so we want to start assembling this. So I'm just getting all my pieces back. I need to get my pocket piece, which is this white one here with the fold, and my colour frame. So that'll be this one here. And what I need to do is basically turn them into frames. So I want to line that on top of one side of the white, like this. So it'll be on this bottom. So if it was looking at you like this, it'll be the bottom one. If you do make a mistake, you can always turn it around. It's not too much of a problem. But that's why you want to line it up. And then you want to take a die. So if you've got a rectangle die or you've got a mechanism to cut, you want to cut a frame out. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so I had to do that off camera because my die cutting machine just completely rocks. That everything just rumbles. So what I've done is I just put some tape down to hold my card, and then some down to hold, and I've just cut them through together because you do need to have them in exactly the same spot, as that is the frame that is going to sit on that pocket. So I'm just taking this tape off carefully. This is post-it tape, so it shouldn't rip. I noticed I was using washi, and sometimes my washi would rip, so that wasn't good. It's just caught a little bit here, so I'm just cutting the little pips away. So let's try and remove this carefully now. I just eyeballed it, but it will fit perfectly on top of each other because we cut it out together. Okay, so we don't need this part now, so I'm just going to move these to one side out of my way somewhere. It's got too much on my desk. Okay, now I'm just going to move the frame over, and then what we need to do here is to create a slit into this score line here. So to make sure that I get the right amount of slit, I'm going to just get my pencil and I don't need that part. This white insert piece, I'm going to line that up against the score line. So it's up against that score line like so. And just making sure that it looks equal on both sides. And then I'm just going to put some lines here and here. Make sure I don't get any on there. So now I've got some guidelines. I'm going to take my, what's it called, tool? Why do names of everything escape your brain? My trimmer. And I'm just going to line that up on there. So it's at 5. I'm going to move my blade down, and this is why I've made long lines, so that I can see the line on there. And then I'm just going to go all the way to that one. I'm just going to go slightly, tiny little bit past, because we do want this to be able to slide in and out. So I'm just going to check that now. Now, my trimmer needs a new blade. Look at that, it's awful, isn't it? So please excuse the mess that it leaves. I'm just going to again trim these little bits off. Just to make it a little bit neat. But the frame bit will cover it up. Oh, a little bit of fringing like that. And then before you do anything, make sure that this piece can fit inside that slit and move freely without getting stuck. So that's perfect. Just want to, I don't want to chop into it because I don't want to make my slit too, I'm just so fussy. There we go. It's only a tutorial, it needs to be perfect. Right, so now we can start. So what I want to do now is take my acetate sheet and my pocket, and we're going to do some stamping. So we want to have exactly the same image on our pocket and our acetate. So to be able for me to do that and get it perfect, I'm going to use my stamping platform. So let's move that over. And I'm going to start with this one. Now, because obviously this is going to go this way round, I'm actually going to turn it upside down. So the image itself is going to be upside down, if that makes sense. Add my magnet. So I want to put my stamps on here, and then we're going to keep switching between the two without moving our stamps. So these are new stamps. Oh, looks like I'm going to be joined by Mr. Theo in a second. Hello, Theo. So when they're new stamps, it's best to just give them a rub and get all them oils off. So I'm just lining them up. Now, I'm doing this using this stamp set, and it comes in pieces. It's not a whole stamp. So this is why I'm having to do it this way around. Just make sure that I line everything up. I think I'm going to have to do it over and over. So we're going to have to do it bit by bit. I really want the gumball, so I'm just checking that's gonna look inside the pocket. Let me just check make sure, because this will overlap, and then that will go on top. Don't want anything to be out of frame. That's perfect. Right, so I'm going to keep that one there, and we'll have to do it in threes. So remember, never ever touch that stamp until we are done stamping, because that is going to be in the perfect place, she says. See how it's still got oil on it? Okay, because I'm going to be colouring in this image, I'm going to use Memento ink. This allows me to use my alcohol markers. So go in with that. Give it a good rub. And then I'm going to go in again, just to make them lines really crisp. Memento's great for using alcohol markers, but it's not like a proper black. You do need to go in and in and in. So that to me is perfect. Now I'm just going to get my wipes. I'm going to wipe off the Memento off the stamp and not remove the stamp. Okay, so that's off. Dab it. I'm going to bring in my acetate now, and I have to line this up perfectly. So that's going to go there, and I'm just going to move my magnet to make sure that that stays in place. And then because I'm going on to acetate, I'm going to switch to Staz on, jet black. And this will literally stay on the acetate. So pick that up, and it smells. If you like marzipan, you will love Staz on. I happen to not like it. Stuck to my acetate. So there you have an impression. Probably not using a black jumper is any help at all. Let me get this there. So I'm going to go in one more time, so I want to make sure this is totally lined up. Do one more time. This is why, you know, when you realise, oh, it wasn't in the same place. Right, okay. Perfect. So there it is on our acetate. So then we're going to go back in now. I mean, if you were just using a one image stamp, you wouldn't have to keep going in and in and in. But if you haven't got a one stamp that you want to use, then this is what you'll have to do. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity. So unfortunately, it stays on. So it's going to be staying on that polymer stamp. Just wipe off the red cling a lot better, but it is what it is. So I am now done with this stamp. So I'm going to remove that one, and I'm going to add in the bubble top. So I want to align that perfectly here. And then pick it up. And then we're going to go back in with Memento. Make sure that my thing has not moved. Pushing that down. Just want a crisp line. Like so. Now I'm going to wipe off my Memento, if there's anything left. I'm going to bring back in my acetate and line that up. Again with this image. So. Oh, have you found a ruler, Theo? It's found a ruler. And a rocket ship sticker. Right, going in now with the Staz on for the acetate. Push that down. Let's come up again. Just realigning everything. Very important. Always just check on your lines. I'm going to go back here with that Staz down. So Staz on. And there we go. Right, so there is our machine looking on our acetate and on our pocket. So I'm just going to take that ink off any residue I have, because the last thing you want is to leave any residue of Staz on your stamp, and then you stamp with another colour and then you've still got a bit of Staz on. It'd be terrible. Right, I'm going to finish it off now with the lid. So I think I'll give this a rub as well. Like that. And then just line this up. Alright, Theo. Right there. And go down. Right, it lifted the paper because of the oils. So I'm just going to move that back to where it was. Just double check again. Triple check. And in with the Memento. Now the reason I couldn't do them all at the same time is because, like I said, the stamps have to overlap slightly to each other for them to connect. And they would get in each other's way. And there's the lid. One last time with the Memento. There we go. Wipe off the Memento. If you were to put Memento onto acetate, it would just literally smudge off. I don't know what's in these inks, they're just magic. Right, I'm lining this up best I can. And you will notice with the Staz on that it looks like it's gone thicker, which is fine. It doesn't affect the actual illusion of what we're doing. So that's my lid, my Staz on my lid. Putting it down. Theo's found a balloon. Okay, acetate lifted up, so I'm just going to push that down. Put that down. go back in. Oh, it really does pong. We've done all right so far. Could have gone wrong at any point. So there we have our Gumball machine printed on our acetate. Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to add a little sentiment and some gumballs into the actual machine. Just thinking which one I should do. This one says, may your day be filled with the best things. Let's put that one in. So I want to put that in there. But I also want to put in the gumballs. I'm not sure if they will all fit. I might have to go with a smaller sentiment. Does this one fit? This one says, wishing you the sweetest day ever. Yeah, that will fit there. And then we can put some gumballs in here. Right, so I'm just gonna again rub. I really do need to get a white eraser. It's much better than just rubbing your skin onto things. It's cute, cute, cute. Oh, actually, I've just thought I don't want these because these are solid. So I will go back to my original sentiment and then I'll just don't know. I think the sentiment will be cute. There we go. Right, so let's stamp that on. Memento. I suppose it doesn't matter at this point. Well, it does actually because I'm going to colour it in. So yeah, Memento. I was just thinking because I wasn't colouring it in, but I am colouring in around it. So it would bleed if it wasn't Memento. Oh, baby. Here is little car. Wow, that went down really nice. And I'm bringing the acetate. You will need to allow time for the StazOn to dry on the acetate as well. So it's not instant, so don't be like touching it. Pulled up. Let's realign it. I don't think that got the best impression. Don't want to go back in again because, like I say, it fills out a bit more. So there is our acetate done. I'm just going to allow that time to dry, and there is it on the pocket. So let's just clear this away. And then what I'm going to do while the acetate is drying is I'm going to colour this one in, and then I'll show you what happens next. Tell me how will you believe? So 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 tell me how will you believe? Okay, so I made a little impromptu template, so I should have really done that when I was doing my thing, just to make it absolutely perfect, but it worked out fine in the end. I just didn't, I wanted to make it really pop, and the yellows that I've got in the alcohol markers, they've just got a bit too much gold in them, and I wanted this really bright yellow. Because to make this illusion work, you really want to use really bright, bold colours. So as you can see, that it's actually even bouncing off the light that I have here. Hopefully it's not glaring you too much. So that is my image all coloured now. I'll just fold that frame over now. My acetate is dried as well. I'm always scared to touch it, but it is fine. It's all good. So now we can start putting the card together. I'm just going to move some stuff out of the way. So let's make the actual mechanism. So we want to flip this back over, and we want to get our track pieces, which are the longest ones. And I'm actually going to use some fine line tape. So I'm just going to use double-sided tape, or you can use this red liner, but this, once it's stuck, and there's no coming up. So if you do make the tiniest little bit of mistake, you might have to do it all over again, which is not something that I'm into doing. So I'm just going to pop some tape onto these pieces. You could use wet glue as well. I should get my pick tool, but you know, I'm a rebel today. Okay, and then these track strips are going to go from the score line here. I'm trying to do this so that you can see at the same time, and then up against, maybe I'll do it this way around. So score line, and then down the side, like that. So I'm going to do that to the other side. And these track lines are what's going to keep your insert in, say, like not like wobbling around. Lay that over like so, and then we want to take one of these shorter ones, and we're going to apply that to the bottom so it doesn't fall out. You may need to make adjustments like that if you just so that you've got some that fits all the way up to each other like that. So there, the tracks popped in. Now we want to add one to our insert piece. So to do that, we need to insert our piece, because we want to make sure that it lines up, that it's going to fit well before sealing anything down. So what I'm going to do is pop the tape on the bottom here. Because I know Wendy made this mistake in her video, so I don't want to be making it in mine. And then we're just going to eyeball it a bit better. Like that. So it looks something like that. Then we put it in your insert here. We just want to take off a little bit so that you see the track line needs to go right up to the edge. So see that's how it's hanging over. So holding that in place, just going to snip that off and snip that off, and you see how it now sits in between. I think I'm going to take this one off a tiny smidge more. Very important to do this before you stick everything down. So if I was to close this over now, this should be able to move freely up and down. Obviously it's not stuck, so it's coming out at the bottom, at the top I mean. So like so. Okay, so, and that will stop it from pulling out, which is something that I forgot to do on my first one that I ever made. Not ideal. Right, before we insert this and stick everything down, we need to add in our acetate. To do this, okay, so I've redone my track lines, etc. So ignore everything I've just said, unless I have managed to edit it out and then I'm just confusing you more now. I'm so sorry for the confusions. Right, what we actually need to do is pop tape onto this side, just around the frame. So I'm using the smallest tape that I have, which is 1/4 inch or 1/4. I don't ever know if I'm saying it correct. My group always tells me off. Like so. And then I'm going to remove the backing. Now we don't want to press down too firm because there will be a little bit of overhang and we don't want to rip anything. So we're just doing this so that we can pick up the acetate sheet in the correct spot. Kind of admire magicians, you know, with all their secrets and stuff. If this is how doing an illusion card is. So I'm just gonna lay my acetate on top of my image like that, and then carefully, not moving it, pull the over like so, and we just want to grab the acetate. We don't want to put it down too much, and then we can lift it over. So it wasn't too bad. Then I'm just going to push it down there. So that is over there. Now we can add in our white insert, like so. And then on the top here, I'm going to add our tabs. I'm going to use glue for this. I'm using my little paper clip. So I'm just going to pop some glue on both. Like that. And then I'll use my desk to find the centre. And I'll pop 2 petals there, and then when I flip it, I can add my flower, which is not even in the middle. Don't know where I was looking. Quick, let's move it. Oh, sliding around now. They'll line up. Why does that still not look like it's in the middle? I've put it exactly in the same spot. Oh well. It's one of them days. I feel it's one of them days. I really haven't had much sleep. Because even when like your little kid is like asleep but they've got a cough and they're wheezing and everything, you still like staring at them. Oh, even when they're asleep and you're tired. Right, there's our tab stuck on, and then we can push down our insert here, and we need to attach our pockets. Let's just move our insert off the tracks because we don't want it to stick. Get off the track. Get off the tracks. Sound like a train, man. Alright, and I'm going to use, I want to use glue, but I'm not, I'm too scared. While I'm on camera, everything goes wrong, so I'm going to use tape. Like that. Da, 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 da. And you don't want to put any in the top, because that's where your slit is. So let's just remove that now. I mean, it is all worth it. All this for a card, it is totally worth it for the illusion. So definitely send this to somebody special. I actually made 7 of these, identical. Oh, that was hard. Right, I'm going to pop this over now. So there we go. And then push our, please slide. Please slide. Oh, a bit stiff, bit stiff. There it goes, there it lands, and there we have our illusion. So we have the boring, sad Gumball machine, and then we lift it up for our colour magic. Guys, what just happened? Oh, I think, yeah, I've made my slits too long. Please don't do that. It's happened again. The 7 that I made, that I sent out, didn't do that. But as you can see, I have made my slits too wide and it's come off. So unfortunately, there's no fix now, unless I was to remove everything. But if you do it and you don't make your slit too wide, you will pull it up and it will stop, I promise. So there's that. So that's the actual illusion. We want to put this frame around here now, so let's just do that with some tape. Again, I just don't trust myself today. It's all gone a bit wrong. And that is why we'll leave Wendy's tutorial as well in the description box, along with the tutorials for the other cards that I made as well. And also, like I say, I will leave a link to everything that I used from Stampin' Up today. that is still available, and a shop with me link if you're interested in purchasing any of these items. So let's hope that I've got this the right way around. Yeah, it looks right. So there's our frame. Now we want to add our pattern paper to our card. The card part is very easy. The card making part. I really love these colours. Is that one? If you come back in, I'll tell you, I do love my tool pick, I tell you. I don't know how I was coping without it. Especially with this tape. Come on. Beautiful marble paper. And that goes on there with a little border. Like I say, I've not done a piece for the inside, but I will leave the measurements once I've done that, cut that. And then we want to add this. Now I'm going to add this up onto foam tape, if I can actually find my foam tape. I'm buried. I still haven't cleaned up, you know. It's one thing after the other. Forgot any pads? There we go, stick them down, stick them down. Could have used my foam tape really, but I've used the pads. I'm just throwing these bits everywhere now. So there we have it. And just line that up. Oh, make sure I've got my card open. With the amount of things that have gone wrong today, opening your card the wrong way around, don't want to be one of them. So put that down, and there we have it, our Colour Magic Illusion card. Stands up like this, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So you just gift it, and this just pulls up to reveal the beautiful magical colours. See how we're using the bright colours, it really makes it pop. So they are my 3 cards. I'll just bring in the other 2. So we had the wheel spinner card, which I think is absolutely adorable. I think this one's my favourite. Actually, I don't know. And then we have this tagpole one with the flip with the robots. Oh, cute. So yeah, they're my 3 cards. So thank you again to Andrea for nominating me for this 3-card challenge. And now it's time for me to nominate my 2 people. And I'm actually going to nominate the people that I did VRs for. So I'm going to nominate Cheryl Simone and Aimee from All Things Crafty with Aimee. So you'll have to go check them girls out, and hopefully you can make these cards as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry it was a long one, and I hope that you learned something new. Alright guys, take care. See you. Bye.
Last sleepless nights and headaches stack, restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and